Shane Dawson just got exposed again. Are y'all keeping up? Cause I fucking barely am. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. What we're going to be discussing today is Shane Dawson has been exposed again as being a liar by Jeffree Star's friend.
I meant James Charles. There's so many J's. It's a lot.
They released a comment which we're taking as a statement because, as I said, anything is taken as a statement these days. So for a little bit of context, if we remember in Shane's apology, he basically said that he regrets more than anything putting the drama in the trailer of his really bad series with Jeffree Star. But he says that he had a conversation with both Taddy and James and they were both okay with the concept of him putting it in the trailer. Well, Shane, you told a fib. That was not true. No. We got you, boy. We got you. You're a fucking liar. And so I'm so happy that he's been called out for that because that was one of his redeeming qualities in that apology that he tried to pass off. He was like, I already warned them and they were okay with it. And he was like, I didn't want to open up any wounds. Well, you did and you were aware of it and they didn't want you to do that. Let's read the statement. It is from Cassie MUA. She said, I find it quite the comedy that Shane regrets putting it in the trailer more than anything in the world. Funny. He didn't seem to have morals when he privately spoke to them before blasting it for millions and millions of people to speculate when James kindly asked him not to post the trailer because it would reopen wounds. As we said, you don't have to be mega mind, big head to know that it would reopen wounds and would also start another shitstorm like it did. But that's what Shane wanted because he just wanted more views on his series. T. Because it would reopen wounds that James was still trying to heal from. Oh yeah, I remember that. I was right there when he got the text from Shane saying he was still going to post it. And he did. T. I usually stay quiet on this topic, but facts are facts. If you think about that, Shane Dawson has acted the victim in this situation. This particular little section about the trailer, he's acting the victim because he said he already warned James and Taddy and they were on board with it. He said he warned them about reopening wounds and that he thought that was going to be a problem. But if you think about it, he never really did because he still did it. And he still just texted James, allegedly, and went, hey, I'm posting this trailer. Like, why even bother texting him and telling him that? Like, you're a bad person, Shane. Let's think about that right. Imagine being James. You have just lost millions and millions of subscribers and dollars because of the situation started by Taddy, Shane, and Jeffree. You're slowly regaining your popularity again. And Shane texts you saying, hey, I'm gonna talk about this in my trailer. And you say, hey, no, that's gonna reopen some wounds that I'm still trying to heal from. He ignores you for a bit, then he writes back, you know what, I'm still posting the trailer. Like, where are your morals, Shane? Where are they? I'm fucking looking for them with my binoculars. Where are they? Like, that was just such a ratty thing to do. There's been so much petty shit that has happened between all this, but this is like the cherry on top. It's so petty, it's so manipulative. It's almost acting like you care to James and that his opinion actually matters, but then you're just gonna be like, oh, Shane overrules, you know what I mean? And knowing that Shane and Jeffree started this entire thing and masterminded it, for the fact that Shane was like, hey, I don't want to reopen any wounds, even though he did because he went against James, is super ironic, and that man is evil.
But if you think about it, Shane doesn't want to reopen those wounds that he created. Shane created those wounds, so he's literally just like, he created the wounds and now he's like just adding salt on them, you know what I mean? Shane, you did this. The wounds were created from you. So you're trying to not open those wounds again. You made them. And you're not even just putting a little bit of salt on them. You're fucking doing that with salt. Maybe I shouldn't have done that action.
So I started tweeting about this and someone DM'd me a video of Shane doing an Instagram live talking about it and we're gonna listen to it together. Now there are 95,000 people watching this live.
So, the trailer. Obviously, and I don't know how much I want to get into this because I feel like weird because he's not here, so it's like talking about this while he's not in the room is kind of weird, but...
Okay, so talking about the situation is kind of weird because James isn't in the room. Well, you were doing that for months on end, you know, calling Jeffree when Jeffree was in the Louis Vuitton store, and you were going off about James. You did that when he wasn't around, but now it's an issue whenever you're being seen by nearly 100,000 people on an Instagram live. Make it make sense, Shane. You pick and choose when you want to seem like you care, and that's the issue. You're the issue. Anyways.
I sent the trailer to James. I feel like I can say that. I'm very open.
What do you mean you feel like you can say that? And? Doesn't make it good.
Anytime I talk about anybody in a video or anything, Nikki tutorials, like anybody I've ever talked about or whatever, I always reach out to them first. I always make sure they're okay with it. I always make sure that they know I'm not trying to fuck them over.
Okay, but James told you that he didn't want you to fuck him over and you went against him. So here's a perfect example of us seeing Shane trying to act like the innocent one and just trying to help everyone like Daddy Bear, the way he tries to come across, and that he cares for every single person, when in reality he cares for nobody but himself and his own money. You didn't reach out to James for his validation. You sent it to him and was like, this is happening either way. You have no opinion on this. Because at this time, Shane, you knew that you had more popularity than James because he was still kind of rumbling. So you used that to your advantage. And that's manipulative.
Sent James a trailer. He obviously was scared and like, oh my god, like, I just got over this, I don't want to deal with this again, like what, but he trusted me, and I was like, trust me, and he was like, okay, I trust you. So, trailer comes out, of course.
Show us where he said he trusted you. Or is that just another case of you being like, he didn't respond, so I assume he trusts me? Or maybe he did respond, but you didn't like his response, so you were just kind of like, oh, I do not see. He trusts me. Him going on this live and saying that James was fully a part of this narrative and almost acting like James was behind the scenes working on this as well and using this for his own popularity is so disgusting and revolting and just shows you that it's all mind games.
And the thing that people need to realize as well is Shane did this series and he knew James was getting his popularity back up again, and he knew, by the way, that if he did this series and it was exploiting the drama again and people took it the wrong way, that James could possibly go on a downfall again. So he took that risk, which shows you that he never cares about James and he doesn't care about anything except for drama. So this is the person that says that he doesn't want to be involved in any sort of drama, but yet he always has drama on his mind. He talks about it in every single video. So Shane, what is the truth? What is your truth? Because you tell a very confusing timeline. And you tried to ruin his career again by putting that in the trailer, whether you want to admit it or not. So
Shane also said in that James was very scared. Yeah, he's very scared because you're risking ruining his reputation again. You literally threatened in your trailer to talk about it again and made your entire trailer about a series that was literally had nothing to do with it and was literally talking about Jeffree Star and your shitty palette. You made that teaser for it all about James Charles because he's way more popular and way more interesting than you or Jeffree. And that's the fucking tea. Yeah. Yikes. Not only does Shane Dawson lie to his fellow YouTubers, he also lies to us. He lies to the YouTube community. He lies to us, manipulates us, tries to make us spend our money on him. Also just watching his videos gives him money. Him mass manipulating all of us is just for his own gain. So don't ever come at me with the Shane's a teddy bear, Shane cares about anyone. No, he doesn't. He manipulates all of us for his own gain. Shane also said that he got consent from each party. Shane, even if you did, you were pressuring them and you were using your power imbalance because you were really at the top during this time to manipulate them into believing you because you gave them that comforting, it's all going to be okay and this is going to make you look so good, when in reality it made it seem petty and just benefited you during those months of that bad series coming out. Pressuring someone into giving you consent for this is completely wrong. That's not something to be proud of, Shane, but knowing you were probably happy you were able to manipulate him into doing that because you know what? You made money off of that. So if you think about it, the trailer that was called The Beautiful World of Jeffree Star and the thumbnail was Jeffree Star was an entire trailer about James Charles. See what I mean here? These people are at least smart that they know James is still on top and James is way more interesting. They know that no one really cares in the grand scheme of things about Jeffree's life anymore. No one even cares about Jeffree. That man is pushing 50 years old. Jeffree, you're halfway to 100. Think about that. Your time's limited. But also no one really cares about Shane's life anymore because he just manipulates us into feeling sorry for him. So 13 million people saw that trailer. Now they knew that the trailer was going to be the biggest impact of the entire series because that was what decided whether people wanted to watch or not. Now James Charles has a huge audience, so his fans are obviously going to be watching back in the time that this was happening. Not now, of course. Nobody wants to fucking watch their videos anymore. So Shane exploited not only his fellow YouTube creators, his own fans, the YouTube community, but also James Charles's fans. And how people can't see an issue with that is so mind-boggling. These are not good people. These people are not your friends. YouTubers are not your friends. It seems to be a recurring pattern that the only genuine, nice YouTubers seem to be the ones with a humble platform. Never the ones with millions of subscribers who just let money go to their head. That's the problem. Okay, everyone, what is your opinion of Shane completely manipulating the truth here? You know what, he does it a lot, so we shouldn't be surprised. And what's your opinion of James Charles's friend coming forward and saying that statement? I'm so happy they did that, and I hope it gets more attention. So let me know what you think. Let's have a conversation below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Mwah.